Hi everyone! Maybe you already know that making a movie is a complicated matter with a lot of important details, and the bigger the film is, the more unexpected situations can happen. Many times some fun moments are recorded and then used to entertain viewers in YouTube bloopers videos, but sometimes an unexpected improvisation turns out so well that the director decides to leave it in the film. Well, today we present you 10 failed shots that turned out to be masterpieces. Let's get it on. Indiana Jones and the Raiders of the Lost Ark. Even those who've never seen an Indiana Jones movie must be familiar with this scene, as it's used in a lot of funny videos, and we're not going to deny it, it's really hilarious. The brave treasure hunter runs down a crowded street and suddenly stumbles across a dangerous enemy. The opponent, as he should be, is dressed in black, smiles evilly and wields a sword. It seems like it's going to be a cool battle, but instead of confronting him with his hands, Harrison Ford's character simply shoots him while looking very tired. Few people know it, but in the script this scene looked completely different, because it had a real battle a la Indiana Jones. Everything was set for the recording, but the day before Harrison Ford ate something out of date and felt so bad physically that he couldn't be Indiana as usual. When Steven Spielberg saw how Ford felt, he decided not to postpone shooting, threw away the storyboard of the fight and told Ford, yes, he told him to just shoot the enemy. So he did, and eventually the scene became one of the most famous and fun moments of the franchise. Pirates of the Caribbean: Dead Man's Chest. Johnny Depp blended in with his role as Jack Sparrow so well. Sorry, Captain Jack Sparrow, of course. Yes, the actor felt so comfortable with this charismatic character that he often improvised on the set, and most of these moments appeared in the final version of the film. And even the famous word savvy, which became the catchphrase of the pirate, was invented by Johnny Depp, without the help of the screenwriters. The actor also demonstrated his creativity in acting. For example, in the second part of the franchise, Dead Man's Chest, Jack teases Davy Jones with a jar of soil, singing a silly song in front of the completely surprised Elizabeth and Will. But the surprise on the faces of Keira Knightley and Orlando Bloom is absolutely sincere, as there was no song about the soil in the script. Johnny Depp improvised it, and it turned out to be exactly what Captain Jack Sparrow would do. Dark Knight. Joker's role in The Dark Knight not only brought Heath Ledger a lot of posthumous awards, but also earned him a place in the memory of fans of the DC Universe as one of the coolest Joker performers. Of course, you can discuss all you want about what image is closest to the comics, how different Nicholson and Leto's Jokers were, and what Cameron Monaghan has to do with all that, but one thing is certain: Heath Ledger did the best he could. In addition, he not only followed the script, but also added a touch of his own, making his character even crazier. For example, at the police station scene, after seeing Jim Gordon's promotion, the actor suddenly started to clap his hands slowly, joining in the congratulations of others. He simply wanted to add a couple of details to his character, but he managed to demonstrate the essence of Joker in a single moment by making a couple of claps. In the other scene, the actor, looking like a terrible nurse, only had to walk to the bus, get on and leave with the hospital exploding behind his back. Instead, Ledger stopped suddenly, looked up at the building and began to press the button on the remote control. This improvisation added a bit of Joker-style black humor and looked as if it was planned. Titanic. This famous film has several improvised scenes by different actors, but one of them was a surprise even for the director. According to the script, Rose, Kate Winslet's character, and her fiancé start fighting. At one point, actor Billy Zane got so emotional that in an outburst of cinematic anger, he literally flipped the table, breaking all the expensive china on it. It all happened so fast and was so unexpected that Winslet didn't have time to process the scene, so the fear and confusion on her face are absolutely sincere, because the actress really did feel scared. And we can't blame her, since Billy Zane throwing away furniture is not the most relaxing thing you can see. Lord of the Rings. Of course, an epic and awesome trilogy as Lord of the Rings must have had some improvised scenes, especially considering the creativity of the whole team. By the way, did you know that the actors of the characters belonging to the Fellowship of the Ring got tattoos with the number 9 in the Elven language? But there are so many unexpected and fun moments in the film. For example, Sir Ian McKellen, Gandalf in the film, acted like a real professional, not only following the script, but also when he hit the ceiling with his head at Bilbo's house. Look. Not a muscle in his face moved. He just kept acting like he thought about it beforehand. The truth is that the whole franchise was quite traumatic for the participants. Viggo Mortensen, who played the role of Aragorn, even broke a toe when he kicked the helmet of a defeated orc. The scream and the fall looked like a real expression of heartbreak, so Peter Jackson decided to keep the scene in the movie. By the way, do you remember the scene where the 4 characters arrive in the city of Edoras, and the sad and beautiful Éowyn receives them? The famous music plays, and suddenly the wind blows one of the green flags and takes it far, far away. An excellent metaphor, don't you think? But not really. It was a simple whim of the New Zealand weather that, in addition, took off the director's glasses. So not only actors, but also the decorations managed to improvise during the filming of The Lord of the Rings. The Godfather. Here we have another cult film with a famous cult scene, with Marlon Brando as Vito Corleone. Do you remember the dark scene where the Godfather talks to his applicant? There was also a cat lying on Don Corleone's knees and showing his belly to the mobster. In fact, the little animal appeared on the set by chance and accidentally stumbled upon the actor, who considered it a perfect addition to the scene. The director had to accept it, because discussing with Marlon Brando has always been a bad idea, and over time, the scene became one of the most famous in the history of cinema. The Silence of the Lambs. The film by director Jonathan Demme is full of terrifying moments. Do you remember how Hannibal hisses when he tells about the liver with fava beans and some nice Chianti? Yes, exactly, this evil hissing that makes you shiver, and also the close-up shot, the teeth, the crazy eyes. Ugh. But the truth is that there was nothing about the sounds in the script. Anthony Hopkins, a genius in acting, decided to improvise a bit. Although his original goal was only to scare the young girl Jodie Foster a little bit in order to help her get into her character, the director decided to leave the recorded scene in the final cut of the film, so the fear we can see in the actress's face is real. Well, anyone would have been scared in her place. The Amazing Spider-Man 2. You may have heard that a special chemistry between the actors of Andrew Garfield and Emma Stone in this film was born from the fact that the actors had a romantic relationship. But there was one scene that turned out to be really good for another reason, when Gwen Stacy suddenly screams just before Spider-Man's final battle with his enemy. In this scene, Peter Parker for the last time runs away from his girlfriend to save the city, when she suddenly calls him by his actual name, and realizing what she just said, covers her mouth with her hands. Sounds like an irritated scream. Peter! Well, you probably remember this scene. Maybe in the script there was something neutral like "stop" or "where are you going?" But this improvisation, unexpected for the whole team, even Emma Stone herself, combined very well with the personality of the character. Although the actress could have confused the names and shouted "Andrew," in this case they would have had to re-record the whole scene. Guardians of the Galaxy. Fans of Marvel movies may already know that Chris Pratt has a great sense of humor and loves his character. That's why it's hard to believe that some absurd and terribly funny moment can be a pure accident. Surely it must have been coldly thought out. However, during the recording of the first part of Guardians of the Galaxy, the actor accidentally dropped the sphere with the priceless Infinity Gem at the most important moment of the dialogue, but managed to catch it in the air outside the picture. The scene combined so perfectly with the Star-Lord image that the director decided to put it in the film. In addition, Chris Pratt did it so calmly and straightened himself up with an expression on his face as if nothing strange had happened. Now we wonder, how did his colleagues react to the incident? Thor 2. If you've already seen the third film about the adventures of the God of Lightning and Bolts, then you probably know that the actors improvised 80% of the dialogue. However, in the previous films, there were also some accidental but very successful scenes. For example, in The Dark World, Chris Hemsworth, who played Thor, entered the apartment and hung his famous hammer like if it were a coat. The episode wasn't in the script, but director Alan Taylor laughed so much at the scene that he decided to add it to the movie. Well, the moment was just as well matched with the nature of the character, a visitor from the other world. And by the way, does it mean that the hook is worthy of lifting the magic weapon as well, since it worked with the elevator?
But if you put the hammer in an elevator, it would still go up. Elevator's not worthy.
Guys, it's time to recharge your brain. Visit the channel Brain Time. There you'll find a lot of interesting and useful facts, lots of positive energy and tons of useful information. Subscribe right now. We promise it's going to be really exciting. Thanks for watching. Please like and share the video in social networks, and we'll be right back to you as fast as we can.